Excel just changed in a way that I honestly did not expect. And I don't say this lightly. This is one of the greatest things to come to Excel in decades. In just a few minutes, I'm going to hand Excel a messy, real-world problem and watch it build an entire solution, including tables, formulas, pivots, charts, and a dashboard just by simply prompting it using agent mode inside of Excel. All right, so here's the problem. We have travel logs from a team. It's messy, it's not consistent, and leadership wants a clean reimbursement report and a dashboard by consultant, client, and by month. And what we're going to be doing is using Excel, but with agent mode with inside of Copilot, to be able to do these multi-step cleansing processes by writing some single prompts or multiple prompts with inside of it. So here's what our data looks like right now. It's very basic. You can see it's rather inconsistent with how the data is returned back. You can see sometimes dates returned back in different formats. You can see the consultant name is often returned back in different formats and different styles. We have the client, we have the miles. So this is, think of mileage that we want to reimburse. Sometimes the mileage is entered incorrectly, sometimes not. And then we can also see the purpose of the visit. We have a final column here that has whether or not the trip was reimbursable. And what I want to do is I want to be able to use agent mode with inside of Copilot and Excel to be able to not only clean this data up, but also build some reports and dashboards to better understand the kind of data that we're looking at. Now, parts of what I'm going to be showing today are going to be using the paid premium version of Copilot. So even if you don't have the paid version of Copilot, you'll likely see Copilot show up inside of Excel, but features that we're going to be looking at today are part of the premium capabilities. To show you how to navigate to this, we're going to go over to our Excel window, our Excel interface. We'll click on Copilot in the top right. And once you open up Copilot, the area that we'll find the agent mode is underneath the prompting window here, right where it says Tools. If we click on Tools, you'll find agent mode available here. Again, this is if you're running the paid premium version of Copilot. Now, when I flip and turn on agent mode, this is going to open up a whole new world of what we can do within inside of Copilot. Let's pause for a second here because this is the part that people can miss. Copilot is like having an assistant that can answer questions for you. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. You ask again, it gives you another answer. But agents, like agent mode with inside of Copilot, is different. An agent is closer to actually delegating real work to an AI tool to be able to solve problems for you. So with Copilot, you might say, I want to know how to create a pivot table. I want to know how to build a chart. And it's going to give you instructions on how to do those things. But with agent mode, you can say, take this messy data, clean it up, calculate what reimbursements would be for the travel policy, build me a dashboard, and it will do a multi-step plan and actually execute it and make updates with inside of your report. And this is important. You are still in control. You can watch what it's thinking about in the pane and see changes happening live and stop it if it kind of goes sideways there. That can happen occasionally, so you want to keep an eye on it. All right, so let's show how we can get started with this and how we can start to use agent mode with inside of Excel's Copilot to take the data that we have and actually clean it up to a point that it's something more usable. The first prompt that we're going to use in our example is going to be a simple one here. I say simple, it's a number of sentences here, but it's going to clean the data in the sheet, make sure that the date column is actually a real date, standardize the consultant and client text, meaning if there's any kind of camel casing or upper casing to kind of make it more consistent. It's also going to create a flag column, or it's going to flag individual rows if it potentially has invalid miles that have been entered in. For example, you can see NA for miles here, or -5 for miles, or blank for miles. Those are likely invalid records, and so we want to be able to flag those so we can do something with them later. So I have a simple little prompt here. I'll go ahead and run this, give it a few moments. All right, so it's finally done. It did a lot of things behind the scenes. In fact, you can look closely at what it did. There's this section here called Reasoned in 10 Steps. You can expand and you can see all the things that it did behind the scenes if you really wanted to see the details of it. You can also scroll through and it has this in a more easy to consume format where it tells you each of the individual things that it did. But you can also look in the middle of your screen. You can look at the text. It looks like it created a new column here for me called Miles Flag, and it's pulled out any of them that it's determined are likely invalid records. It's also cleaned up my consultant column here quite a bit, pretty a little better at times. Looks like Trisha has Trisha S, Trisha, and Trisha down here. So just like any AI tool, there's going to be times where you're going to need to review what it's done and see if you can fix it a little more. And it did also standardize my date column. So my date column looks like it did a really good job on that. All of those are coming through properly. All right, I like it. Looks great. But what I'd like to do is I want to make it so that any records that are coming through that are determined to have invalid miles are removed. And I'm going to say, go ahead and remove any rows that were determined to have invalid miles. So I'm hoping any of these records that say invalid, invalid negative, missing, invalid, missing down here, any of them that are like that should hopefully be removed from this data set. So let's see what happens as it does this work. All right, so looks like it did an okay job. It did remove some of the records here. Not all of them that I was anticipating. You can see here that the record 13 is still in here, even though it has a missing record. Record 39 also has a missing. So I could go through and I can kind of clean those up individually if I wanted to. Now, the next thing that I want to do though is I want to make it so that it will convert this into a Excel table. So take this range of values that I have within inside of Excel and go ahead and convert it into an Excel table called travel logs. So we'll let it do that now. All right, so looks like it's now put this data into a proper Excel table for us. You can see it's giving us a summary of what it's done. Looks pretty good. Now what I'd like to do next is have it create a few additional columns here for us. I wanted to add columns that take the date column and make it into just a year month column. So that way maybe I can do some visuals on it later and it not necessarily have every single day. I also wanted to create a mileage rate column. And then I wanted to make a reimbursement amount column. And the reimbursement amount is going to take the number of miles that have been driven times the mileage rate. Now, in some cases, it will actually go find the mileage rate from the web for me. But in other cases, you may have to manually come in and adjust the mileage rate. But let's see what it does this time. All right, looks like it did pretty good this time. It's captured the mileage rate as 67 cents per mile. That's a US federal government implementation there from the IRS. Looks like it's also taken that mileage rate, multiplied it times the mile to come out with a reimbursement amount. So it did exactly what I wanted. I didn't even have to tell it where to go capture the mileage amount. It pulled that from the web. It's also got our month-year column, our month column brought in, essentially reformatting the date to just have the month and the year together. Looks pretty good. That'll be helpful later as we build out some visuals. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is I want to get some summarizations of this data. I want to be able to take the results of what we have so far, and I want to put it into a new sheet that summarizes this to show me things like show me summaries by consultant, by client, by month. And so let's go ahead and bring another prompt in here. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to say we want to create a new sheet named reimbursement summary with the total reimbursements by consultant, by client, and by month. So let's see the results of this one. All right, so it looks like it's finished that. So it's created a new sheet for us here called reimbursement summary. And you can see it's got a little bit of a grouping, reimbursement by consultant, reimbursement by client, reimbursement by month, and it's got a grand total on the bottom. Again, we might have wanted to do a little extra cleaning here. You can see Trisha's been brought in 3 separate times. It didn't quite clean that up exactly the way I wanted, but that's okay for demonstration purposes here. But let's do this. Let's take it one step further. I want to make it look a little cleaner, a little bit more legible. And so I'm going to have it apply some formatting here. So my prompt is make it look clean and readable with basic formatting and filters. All right, that's much better. Look at the formatting that we now have returned back. That was all done again using agent mode. You can scroll through and see the summarization of what it's done behind the scenes. Looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. Okay, so now I want a dashboard view that leadership actually wants. You know, it's great to do all this data manipulation and some minor formatting, but my executives are really looking for more of a dashboard appearance to this report. So let's try a new prompt here. This new prompt that we're going to leverage is going to be a little lengthier, but we're going to tell it that we want to create a dashboard. So a new sheet, and inside that dashboard, we want it to include KPIs. We want it to have charts showing reimbursements by month. We want to have a bar chart showing the top 10 customer reimbursements, a bar chart showing the reimbursements by consultant, and then also slicers where we can filter the data. We want to use pivot tables and pivot charts so it stays refreshable. All right, let's go ahead and fire it off. Wow, that's pretty impressive. It's created a bunch of different visuals for us. It did put some placeholders in here for us to eventually come in and add slicers, and it's actually told us how to do those. You can see the pivot charts over here on the side where we can see where the data is actually coming from. And it's given us a summary here of everything that it did and the creation of this dashboard. So really, really cool stuff. It's also highlighting here that it's refreshable because it's using pivot charts. So if anything new is added into my raw data, it should bring those here into our new dashboard that's been created. So really, really cool stuff. Now, if we want to continue to enhance this, we can add in other prompts like this one. This one's going to tell it to do a little bit more refinement, put KPIs on the top, make a consistent theme. So let's see how we can continue to refine this using some additional prompts. Wow, now look at where it's taken us now. So we can see that it's continued to format the dashboard. It's refined it. The visuals are a little bit more smushed in here, so there's some things that we could do to kind of tinker with this. But my goodness, the places that we've kind of come and gone with this Copilot experience have drastically changed over a short amount of time here. 3 things I want to highlight here. One is inside of agent mode, inside of Excel, you do have the ability to switch the type of model that's being used. So I want to highlight that very briefly. When we're inside of our Copilot experience, you can go up to the top of the Copilot pane and you'll see you have the ability to flip back and forth between OpenAI GPT and Claude Opus from Anthropic. This is one of the new things that you're starting to see more and more from Microsoft, where they've made investments in multiple types of models. So while you buy one Copilot experience, you get the benefits of both ChatGPT as well as Anthropic or Claude inside of your experience here with inside of agent mode. The 2 other things I want to highlight here is it's always important to verify what Copilot creates. So while it's created a nice looking dashboard for us here, keep in mind it didn't perfectly clean our data from earlier. We saw Trisha brought through multiple times. So another case here where you should always trust but verify what Copilot creates for you. So double check what's being made for you to verify its authenticity. And then the 3rd thing I'll mention is the non-deterministic behavior that comes with any generative AI tool. Non-deterministic behavior means that you could have the exact same file as me, run the exact same prompts as me, and get very different results. In fact, I have done this demonstration a number of times and I got different results. So that's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed learning about the agent mode inside of Excel. There's lots of great things to continue to come with Copilot. And we hope you like and subscribe not only this video, but subscribe to the channel to continue to learn more about how our AI Academy at Pragmatic works can continue to help you. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.